This is the second part of the first book of Qarahbas's reading lessons, Herge Qaryana Qadmaya, and it's in Eastern letters. And this is going to be the second last part of the first book. And then we're going to do the second book in Eastern letters. And then we're going to have almost everything in Western letters. So it's important that you also watch this while reading the link to in the description below book that's in Western, and you use it to familiarize yourself with the Western script. You want to be able to follow in the Western script. You don't want there to be a lag with your Western reading skills. We're also going to be introducing a dictionary and a couple books ahead, so you can start using your skills to do more than just watch my videos. So we're going to get going with this book. Please subscribe and get notifications so you can keep up with this as a learning tool. So let's get started. Herge treser. So the 12th study. That's a gemmel with a dot at the bottom that's saying that it's soft, that it's rukacha. So there are letters that come out we would call hard, or they're kind of explosions, like b, p, g, t, d. And then we make versions of them that you can hold the sound, that vibrate more, like g and r, k, h, t, th. So this is g, r. That dot below is telling me that it's going to be not as a gemmel, but as a remmel, as a r. So the first word is the rooster, tarnagla, tarnagla, the rooster, tarnagla. Then you have the word for legs, like the ones you stand on, regle, regle. Inside, brau, brau. Giphe, wings. Yona, the dove. And if you're looking at your Western text, notice that the vowel is different. They have a ptacha there, because if they wrote it with skapa like we write it, they would say it as a yo, wa, no. But they would say yo, no. So they have to change that first vowel. Very common, because the Eastern vowels are more correct, more authentic, if you want to say. And so when you go to the Western, sometimes you have to make up for the difference in orthography, in writing, in the vowels. Yona. So yud skapa waw, nun skapa yona. Ha tarnagla rabba. Behold the big rooster. Ha tarnagla rabba. Tarnagla rab min yona, the dove. Ithle, he has. Train gippe utartin rigle. So gippa is a wing, it's masculine. Rigla is feminine. Now, a lot of people might know the TA endings, the ta endings on words, sign them as being feminine. Ithle tren gippe uterten regle. Notice that the gippe and the regle are have a different form of the word too. Tren gippe, tertin regle. So it's tren gippe because the gippa is masculine and the regla is feminine. We all know the TA ending, like brata, it's a girl. But like we know that tura is masculine. You know, khatha, TA ending, is feminine. But also feminine are body parts that are in pairs. So your hands, your eyes, and legs. So regle, because regle is feminine, it's terten. So it would be like tren ache, two brothers. Terten khatwata, two sisters. So tarnagla, the rooster, ithle tren gippe wa terten regle. Ha tarnagla qare. We could say reads, but here it means he calls out. Qare. He cries out. Ha tarnagla qare. Itliqala rama. Tall. Itliqala rama. Tarnagla amar. Amar is to live. So we say that ma'amra, amar. It's to live, to dwell. Tarnagla amar bagaw beita. So this rooster lives in the house. That does not seem smart to me, but here, ترنغلة عامر بغو بيتا. So شو قال بنا بيد ملي من خازي ترنغلة أنا إنا خازين الترنغلة كما جبه إثلي ترنغلة إثلي ترين جبه كما رغلة إثلي ترنغلة إثلي ترتن رغلة كما آخل مانا what مانا آخل ترنغلة آخل خطة ترنغلة آخل برزرعة seed أيكا عامر ترنغلة عامر بغو بيتا مشلم بالغمة ترنغلة رب من يونا إثل ترين جبه إثل ترتن رغلة ترنغلة عمر بغاو بيتا لخثوتا ترنغلة لاقط خط من أرقى لاقط. It's the way he takes it. He kind of pucks them up. لاقط خط من أرقى. هرجة ثلاث عصر. هرجة ثلاث عصر. So there's like a schwa, and half of an E sound between the tau and the ain. So it's ثلاث عصر. زيت, which are olives or the trees. زيت. عنوة, grapes. طينة. Karma. Karma is the field, the farming field. And Sata. She has a Sata on her head, the basket. Ma Rab Karmahana. Ma Rab. Rab. Pila Rabba. Ma Rab Karmahana. Karmahana. Ithbe Anwe Utene. Ithbe, hasn't it? Anwe Utene. Ha Sawa. Sawa is an old man. So, an old man. Ha Sawa Qatib. So you plucks Anwe. Ith Bkarma. It Bkarma. Tartin Bnata. There is in the karma, the tartin, two, and they're feminine too. Bnatha. So Bnatha is daughters, and it's also used as girls. So to say a girl, we call her a daughter. So if karma tartin Bnatha. Maryam laqta. Tayna. Maryam laqta. Which I'm sure is a mistake on my part. It's supposed to be Maryam laqta with a tau. Tene. So she is taking figs. So it's not a tat, it's supposed to be a tau there. Sarra ta'ina. So ta'ina is ta, means to carry something. So if you wanted to say that edde, we would say ta'en, it would be tat I alep with a skapa here, and a zlama there. Be ta'e. But here it's ta'ina, she is carrying. So ta'en for masculine, for feminine, she is carrying. Ta'ina. And this is supposed to have the I here. Sarra, Sarah, ta'ina, salad, zayte. She carries the basket of olives. Shuale. Panna biyad mille. Respond in words. Man khazi karma. Sawa khazi karma. Mana ithbi. Karma hana it anwe zayte tiene. من نعاود ساوى هالساوى قاطب عنوان هالساوى قاطب عنوان مانا لقطة مريم لقطة تاني مانا طعينا سرة طعينا سالد زيت الشلم بتغمم. ساوى هانا إثلي كرما. ها هشا now. هشا is now. ها هشا قاطب عنوة. خزي مريم لقطة تاني. So that is supposed to be here. And I screwed that up. Sarra. Sarrat عينا. And that's supposed to have I. سالد زيت. صارت عينا سالد زيت. لخثوته. ها ساوى قاطب عنوة من ساتا. ها ساوى قاطب عنوة من ساتا. Plucking them out of the basket. Herge ربطسر. Azba. Azba is the green herb. It's better for grass, the word azba, for herb, than gilla. And azba is particular for like grasses. Azba, amarga is a meadow. Taura is Taurus. It means the bull. Karsa is the stomach. Gaya khazi gamla. So Gaya, see as a command. Gaya khazi gamla. Ma rab rishad gamla. Ma rab. How? Nope, sorry. Ma ram rishad gamla. How tall? Ma ram rishad gamla. Who, that means he, H-E. Who? Ra'i azba. He eats azba. Gamla rab min tawra. He's bigger than the bull. Gamla rab min tawra. Itle karsa rabba. He has a great karsa. Great stomach. Ha gamla hana ate min marga. This gamla comes from the meadow. Ha gamla hana ate min marga. Panna biyad mille. Man khaza gamla. متى أو جاية خاز جملة and جاية خاز جملة مطل امرثة جاية خزي جملة وجاية خاز جملة كما رغلة إثلة جملة إثلة ترتين رغلة منا آخل جملة آخل عزبة أو رائع إصبع أمرينا آخل إصبع يطاو من آخل إصبع يطاو رائع إصبع جملة رب أو تورة جملة رب من تورة سعارة جملة ربة سيم ملة دوكث نغزة. So in the place of نغزة. So if you know modern, so you know the word dukta. When we take the skapa alep off the end, it's like you put a dalet before the nuqze. So dukat nuqze would be duktat nuqze. Dukat nuqze. Because this word doesn't have that, it doesn't exist in itself. It exists in the next word. So we cut off its end. We make it short, gdima. Dukat nuqze. Because its existence is in the nuqze. It's the place of the dots. Sim milib dukat nuqze. So put the words in the where the dots are. Khaze. Oh, let's get the words. Aina, it's your eye. Aina. Puma is your mouth. Puma, or just mouth. Adne are ears, and ragle. So, aina would be. So remember, let's go back. We had tren gepe and tertin regle. Right? Gepe are masculine, regle are feminine. So, tertin regle. You have how many eyes? Tertin aine. They're feminine. There's two of them. Tertin aine. You have how many puma? You have khad puma. If you speak modern, learn this. Khad puma. It's masculine. Khda bratha, a girl. Khda bratha. Ithwala khad puma. She had one mouth. Khad puma. Adne. Kma adne. Tertin adne. 2 ears. Tertin adne. Kma رجله. How many legs? ترتن رجله. ترتن. خازه بيد. So he sees بيد عينه with the eye. You could say خازه بيد عينه, but in Syriac you can say خازه بيد عينه. شامة بيد. شامة means he hears. بيد أذنه. آخل بيد بوما. محلخ. So he lemmet cap. HLK. He lemmet cap is the root for to walk. محلخ. He walks. بيد رغله. لختيوتا. Let's write it out. جملة هانا. This جملة, this camel. جملة هانا راعي أصبع. This camel grazes أصبع من مرقى. And just because some people remember words best when they're spicier, أصبع is also the best word to use for hashish or marijuana in Syriac. A good deacon friend of mine found that out in the Barbahlul dictionary on Psalm 103, and he giveth green herb for the service of man. Although I'm pretty sure that means herbage in general, but you have the old medicinal plant of cannabis, also represented in Syriac by أصبع. So maybe that helps us remember that word. Herge 15. So the 15th lesson. Wazza, the goose. Wazza khawara, the white goose. Sache, he swims. Khawara, white. Parach, he flies. And khakla, a field. Khakla. How wazza khawara? Wazza sache bghaw nahra, the river, and bghaw is inside of. Wazza sache bghaw nahra. Laqat, he plucks up. Khatta, the wheats. Min khakla, in the field. Wazza ithle tren gippe. So the wazza ithle tren gippe. Why gippe is masculine, even though we think of them in pairs? I think it's, who knows? But for some reason, Syriac doesn't make those feminine. It's tertin rigle, but tren gippe. Illa is but. It's a great word to know. Illa. Wazza ithle tren gippe. Illa la parach achyona. Doesn't fly like the dove. Illa la parach achyona. Wazza rab min tarnaghla. He is bigger than the rooster. Shuale panna biyad mille. مناي الصورة هذا صورة هذا صورة وزة أي كساخ وزة صاخب جو نحرة مانا آخل وزة وزة آخل لاقط وآخل خطة من خقلة كما قبة إثلة وزة إثلة ترين قبة وزا رب أو ترنغلة وزا رب من ترنغلة وزا رب من ترنغلة سيم ترتين أو أربعة ودوكت نغزة آخ إيتلي ترتين رغلة آخ إيتلي ترتين رغلة كلبة إيتلي أربعة رغلة, but remember that that's the feminine أربعة, and that's written the feminine up here. صبرا إثلا ترين, not 13 but ترين جبه. تورا إثلا كما أدنى تورا إثلا ترتين أدنى. مريم إثلا كما إيده مريم إثلا ترتن إيده ولختوتا وزا ساخ أخنونا بغو نهرة. So this goose swims like a fish in the river. وزا ساخ أخنونا بغو نهرة. هرجة شث آسر بير بسيمة, so that means pleasant, delightful fruit. غورا مزا bin khazore, so apples. Bghaw ha, let's do this from the top. Pere basime, so pleasant fruit. Gaura mzabin خازوره بغاو. Ha pere basim. Behold, the delightful fruit. Gaura mzabin pere. He sells the fruit. Mzabin tene. Muze khazure. He sells tene, figs. Muze, bananas. Khazure, apples. Hasawa zawin khazore. The old man, he buys apples. Saem, and he puts Baghaw Sala in the basket. Ken, then, Yahil, he gives, Yahile Zuza, and then he gives him money. So from here, Mzawan Tene Muze Khazore, Hasawa Azawan Khazore, Usaim Baghaw Sala, Ken Yahile Zuza. شوالة بنا بيد ملة ما أنا إيد بصورتها أنا إيد كوبا وتموز ما أنا مزاون نقورة مزابن بحيرة بسيمة موزة وخزورة أيلين بحيرة مزابن تاني وموزة خزورة أيكا سائم خزورة سائم إنون بغاو سالة سيملة. So put the words Rab, Au means or, Au, and it's with the skab, Au, so Ara, so big or small, Duka nugze in the place of the dots. Ach, Yauna, Rab, min Sipra. Taura, min Gamla, Taura, Ara, min Gamla. Talia, min Gaura, a man, Talia, Zara, min Gaura. Kalba, من قاطع dog from cat. كلبة من قاطع كلبة. راب من قاطع. آتا, so a church. من بيتا آتا. رب من بيتا. ولخثيوثا to write. بير تيني موزة عنوه. خوخة peaches. خازورة apples. هرجة شواتاسر. So, Shwa is 7, and Asr is 10, so it's 17, Shwa Asr. Azza, there's our Azza. Qarne, there are the Qarne, Halin Qarnat Azza, Hana Azza, Wahalin Qarnat Azza. Masta, Azba, who Akhil, who Ra'i, Azba. Arim is raised up. Aeta, Khze, Azza. And I think Aida here is a girl's name. Aida would be, Aida is feast. Aida Khzi Azza. So see, Aida, see the Azza. Hada Azza, Ra'ya Azba. This Azza, she grazes Azba. Shathya Maya, she drinks water. Shathya Maya min Guba. Hana Guba, min Guba. Azza, إثلا, she has 13 قرن, 2 قرن. يحبلان كل يوم خلوة عزة سقي بسهم. خلوة عزة سقي بسهم. Quick note, Azza is feminine. So Aiza would be a masculine, so it would be Nun. Anza would be the masculine, a he goat, Anza. And another word that you could use would be a barkha. But azza is feminine. You'd have a noon right here, right there, to make it anza. It's a little bit of a strange word in terms of the way it's spelled and the usual rules of gender. So shu'alim. Shalom pilgamim yedshmahe. Qarna, Khalwa, Azba, Guba. Azza Hade, so feminine. Azza Hade, Araya, Azba. Shatya Maya min Guba. كل يوم يحبى لان خلوة. قري وعد وعبد قري وعبد قوم على رجلي. So say read, you can do it. If you want some kinetic practice, قوم على رجلي, stand on your feet. قوم على رجلي. زلوث ترأى, go to the door. زلوث ترأى. تيوى الكرسي, sit on the chair. تيوى الكرسي. خاولا قنيا, show us a pin. خاولا قنيا. آرم إيدك العل, raise your hand up. And خثيوتا الزا يهبا خلوة مستا قوني. إصبا يوا خلوة مستا قوني. So the word khalwa is milk. Masta is like it means a kind of pasteurized, any kind of pasteurized but not fully cheese product. So it would be the masta like yogurt. It could also be masta in the sense of like kefir. It's speaking about specifically that fermenting product from milk that's kind of in between milk and cheese. And then gowne is cheese. So that's the hard cake, right, of the cheese. It's that solid product from milk, the cheese. So masta can also be like the rene, the early part of making cheese, but usually it means yogurt. But it can also mean the kefir-like product. Dawe. Herge 18. So 8 and Asra 18. The 18th Herge. Qanna Sapra. Benya Ba'a, so an egg, biye. Ba'a, Seima, she places. Khur, look. Ha qanna ha sapra. Behold the nest, behold the bird. Sapra benya qanya. So the bird builds a nest. Sapra benya qanna. Hai Seima be ba'a. She puts in it eggs. Shao, some boy's name, Shao. Khor qinna hana. Look at this qinna. Ithbe arba ba'a. There has 4 ba'a eggs in it. Sapra yathba al yad qinna. The bird sits on yad, on the edge of it. Qinna. Sapra yathba al yad qinna. Panna biyad millim. Mana it bsurta. It sapra bsurta am qinna. من بان قلنا هانا صبرا بنيا قلنا هانا كما باع إث بقلنا قلنا هانا إث 4 بيع كما أيكا يثبى صبرا يثبى على ياذ قلنا سيم شماه هالين دوكت نقص بيع إلانا خليا قلنا صبرا إثلا ترتين قبها لقطة بير من وترتين رغل لقطة بير من إلانا سيما بيع بغاو قنا صبرا إثلا قال خليا سويد خليا لختوتا صبرا هذا إثلا قال خليا. This bird, she has a sweet voice. صبرا هذا إثلا قال خليا. Herge 19. So 19th Herge. Awa Rabba, the great forest or great jungle. Awa Khaywatha. So a khawtha is a living thing. It's an animal. Khaywatha are animals. Namra is a tiger. Ta'ala is a fox. Arya is a lion. Hana awa ithbe khawata. This forest, there is in it animals. Dibba, so the bear. Dibba, Tala, Namra, Arya. Dibba, the bear. Halin akhlan basra. These eat basra. It's not akhlin, which would be masculine. It's akhlan, which would be feminine. Why akhlan? Because halin what? Halin khaywatha. And khawtha is a feminine word. So the word animal, khawtha, is feminine. The plural of it is خيواثة. It's a feminine plural. So you would have to use أخلان, right? Like the girls are eating, it would be بناثة أخلان. Here, خيواثة أخلان بصرة. The animals eat flesh. So we're not saying the animals, say هالين, these. We're using a pronoun. هالين أخلان بصرة. بيتا, the house. إثبة خيواثة. In the house, there are animals. Gamla, Azza, Amra, Taura. So Gamla, the camel. Azza, the she-goat. Amra, the sheep. And Taura. Halin, Ra'in, Azba. These graze Azba. Khor, Bsurta, Ukhawa. Look at the picture and show. Ayday, Dibba. Hano Dibba. أين وجملة هانا جملة أين وأريا أريا أيكا كتو هنا أريا أيداي أزا 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 مانا أخلا خيوة هالي. What do these animals eat? مانا أخلا خيوة هالي. بصرة أزبا أخ تورا آخل أزبا. تورا آخل أزبا نمرة آخل بصرة. دبا آخل بصرة. بصرة أوزبا. يمدا آخل أزبا. أمرة آخل أزبا. تالا آخل بصرة. لختيوتا آوا أثبا سقي خيواثا أخ دبا وأريا. Herge Asri, 20th lesson. Gaia u Khanna. Shimsha, the sun, Shimsha. Nach, it rises. It kind of shows forth. Amra is a lamb, and Aries is also Imra, I think classically. Ane. So Ane is the sheepfold. Ana. Khanna, so it's a classical girl's name. Khanna, Hannah. Amra, she says. Khur, Gaia, look, Gaia. Hashimsha, Hasha, Danach. The sun is rising. Al Bate, so you had Beta is one, but the plural houses is Bate. Al Bate, Al Ilane. Mashapir, Sapra Hana. Not Sapra as a bird. Sapra is the early morning, the rising of the sun. Mashapir, Sapra Hana. Sapra Zamra, she sings. Sapra Zamra al Soka, on the branch. Ana, or Ane, Raya Bagao Merga. So the flock of lamb, Raya, it grazes on the meadow, marga. Shuala, penna biyad mille. Manau, so that's manna-u, becomes manau, it's a contraction. Manna-u, what is, becomes manau. Manau, shim tlita had. What is the name of this tlita, of this girl? Shim tlita han? Khanna. Manna وشمطليا هانا. شمطليا هانا Gaia. Manna amra khanna. Khanna amra khur Gaia ha shimsha hasha danach. Eika ra'a ana. Ana ra'a bagaw marga. Ana ra'ya bagaw marga. Khanna amra khur Gaia. Ma shapir hana. Not Hana Sapra, or that would be a bird, but Sapra would be morning. Sapra Ayathba al Sauka. Ana Raya Bagao Marga. Khurgaya Mashapir Khizwa, the sight, right? Khizi is see, look, see, Khizi, but Khizwa is the sight. خزود شمشة خورجايا ما شابير خزود شمشة هرجا أسر وخذ lesson 21. Herge 21. Sadra dilan. So the word sadra is used in Syriac like a grade. It means a order, sadra. And so sadra dilan would be our grade, our class. So our lining up. Sadra dilan. Dil is just to say possessive. So if I would say mine, I would say dil. Yours, dilach. His, dile. Ours, this word, dilan. Malpana is a teacher, malpana. And herga is a lesson. Ma shapir sadra dilan. How pleasant is our grade, our class. Ma shapir sadra dilan. Ethbe khad kursya. In it, there is one kursya, one chair. Abkhda luha, also one board. Wakhda twileta. So a twileta is a board. As in, as like a desk board, like, a table. Sorry, it's a table. Abkhda luha wakhda twileta. So it's the table. Malpana yatu al kursya. He sits on a chair. Kato herga al luha. He writes the herga on the luha. Ha akha qare herga. Behold, brother recites qare. He reads herga, the study. Shu'ale. Panna biyad ramza. Ayna kursya. Hana kursya. Ay kai luha. Hana luha. I think these are the luche. Maybe they're the windows, kawiyatha, but I call them luche. Ay kai twileta. So where is the table, as in the desk of a teacher, not of a student? Ay kai twileta. Panna biyad mille. Mana it b'sadra hana. It yalop b'sadra hana. It some the dialope, it kursia, it toileta, it lucha, it kursia. Eka yatu malpana yatu al kursia. Mana katu al lucha, malpana katu herga al lucha. Mana qare akha qare herga dile. Akha qare ktawa hana. Akha qare ktawat herga dilan. The brother reads our study book. Akha qare ktawat herga dilan. Or ktawa dilan herga. Lechtiwta. Malpana katiwlan. The teacher writes for us. Continuous. Malpana katiwlan herga al luha. Shalom ktawa hana. And so we're done with this first book, and I hope that was very easy. Please open it up in the Western style, the other alphabet style, same book, go through it. I'm sorry for a few mistakes that were both in my typesetting. A couple of them were actually in the original that I checked, and I even kept it like the original. But go through, and this time don't look at the Eastern except to help you get the Western until you could easily read this in the Western. And that should bring you up. And if you are a Western writer, review this until you can read it in the Eastern, without my voice on. And linked in the description is the Western version of this book. So please enjoy that. We're going to have one more book with the Eastern script, and we're going to have a lot in the Western script. And the Eastern, however, will keep coming back when I start doing grammar around book 3, book 4, and all of that I'm going to do in Eastern. So I'm hitting both ends, but I'm going to try to make sure that you can't cheat by avoiding one of the scripts. So it's going to be very hard if you don't learn Western. It's going to be very hard if you don't learn Eastern. Above all, you need to keep getting the videos, subscribe it, and get the notification. And the more you go forward, the more you're going to know. Knowing this, you're going to know everything connected to Syriac very easily. So God bless and Godspeed. Thank you.